All right, so we're gonna try something new this time. We're gonna do a full rotation commuting flight attendant thing on this episode. So this is gonna go from beginning to end. Hopefully that works out. All right, but this is the very beginning. I have a 3-day rotation starting tomorrow. Because I'm a commuter, that means I have to get ready today. My report time tomorrow is at 6:30 in the morning. Okay, and I believe I'm going to Orlando and then to Tampa. All right, so I'm going to do my very best to document this completely 100% all the way through as best as I can. And this is the beginning. So right now it is 3:12 in the afternoon on day 0. Okay, day 1's going to be tomorrow, the first day of the rotation, but today is day 0 at 3:12 in the afternoon. That means I have to start getting ready right now. I've already begun my packing. I did my laundry this morning and put away some food. I created some food, some sandwiches that I'm going to take with me. So that honestly was done a little before this video that I'm taking right now. And now I'm going to have to leave here in about an hour to get to PDX airport in time to fly over on the last flight today to get over to Seattle. Once I get to Seattle, I then have to check into a hotel because I'm gonna need a place to stay, because first thing in the morning tomorrow, I have to get up, get ready, and report by 6:30 to begin the rotation, okay? So follow me, let's go ahead and do this together and see what it all comes down to so I can show you exactly what's going on, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, so now it is about 3:45 or so. So I've gotten ahead, gotten ready, gotten dressed. My bag is pretty much ready to go. And I have some other bags downstairs waiting for me. So let's go downstairs and finish packing. Okay, so now I have to get all my stuff ready to go. So I've got my iPad, all my equipment, my charger, my phone, my camera, everything ready to go, and everything's being charged right now. And let's go ahead and pack it all away. Okay, so I've got my main bags packed away. I've got my main bag and my new tech bag over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and pack some stuff away for snacks, for food, and get ready to get on the road. All right, okay, here we go. Packed, ready to go. I've got everything in the back. I am dressed in my uniform. I'll explain a little bit more about why, even though my rotation is until tomorrow. And we are on our way to PDX airport. Hopefully I can get there in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then get over to the gate because our flight leaves at 5:50. So I'm hoping that there's room on there for us and we go. All right, let's go. Okay, so I have finally taken off. It took me a little longer to get out because I was packing my stuff, making sure that all my tech was charged and I had to put everything away. I have a very specific place for all of my things, whether it's my laptop or my iPad or my charger or whatever like that, so that I know if there's an empty spot in my luggage, I know that I'm missing it. So I have to take a little extra time and making sure that everything is in its place, so I'm not missing anything. Going away from home or coming back from home, sort of thing, right? All right, so we are now on the road. It is 4:26 in the afternoon. Our flight leaves at 5:50. So I'm hoping that we can get on this flight, and then that means we'll get in probably around 6:30 into Seattle, and then I can go ahead and check into my hotel, and then from there relax a little bit, get some work done, and then get ready for tomorrow. So you might be wondering why I am wearing my uniform if my rotation doesn't start till tomorrow. Well, there's two big reasons that I do that. Number one, by wearing our uniform, we have certain rules at the airport that gets us through TSA a little bit faster. And by wearing our uniform, it gets us through the TSA faster. As opposed to me wearing regular clothing, it would take an extra step. I wouldn't be able to take as much luggage with me. So it benefits me to just get dressed and then go through TSA that much faster, okay? The second reason that I do it is so that I don't have to iron my stuff, so I don't have to put it in my luggage and re-iron everything tomorrow. I mean, it doesn't get as wrinkled. I still have to iron it a little bit, but it's not as bad, right? So that's basically the two big reasons as to why I do that. Now, typically it takes me about 20-25 minutes for me to drive from my house all the way to the airport. That's with no traffic. That's going, you know, speed limit sort of stuff. So I've kind of timed it pretty decently to get to the airport. But now there's an extra step because now I have a parking space at the airport that I got from my airline. So I don't have to pay for parking. But this particular parking lot is a little bit off-site. It's not attached to the airport. It's a couple miles away. And then I park at this lot, and then we get shuttled in from there all the way to the airport. So that does take a little bit of extra time. So now instead of leaving around 20-25 minutes, I probably have to leave probably a solid 45 minutes until I have to be at the actual airport. Plus, on top of that 45 minutes is going through TSA and getting to the specific gate that I'm going to. So that all has to be taken into account. Okay, so we're about to cross over from Washington to Oregon. Here we go. All right, here we are crossing the bridge, the 205 from Washington to Oregon. You can actually see the PDX airport right there in the background. Okay, I'm exiting the freeway right now. It is now 4:45 exactly. So yeah, it's taking me a little over 20 minutes to get here. We're still not there yet. Okay, it looks like we are arriving at our employee parking lot. Let's go ahead and pull in here. And the next trick up our sleeves is to find a good parking spot. One that we can remember. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that one looks good too. Okay, we made it. So now the next thing is we've got to get our stuff ready, get everything out of the car, and meet the shuttle because the shuttle does show up every like 5 to 10 minutes. So we're going to try to make it as quickly as possible so we can get to the airport and make our flight. Okay, we made it. Whew, had to run to catch that one. All right, on our way to the airport. Okay, it's 5:04 and we're here. We're gonna see if we can try to get to our gate and get there as quickly as we can. Okay, it is now 5:06 and whew, a little out of breath. Gonna be going through TSA and see what time we actually get to the gate. Okay, it's now 5:11. We've gotten through TSA. All right. Just barely made it. I think the very last person on this flight, and this is one of the smaller planes, so there's not as many seats, so I got lucky.
Members on board the aircraft, please feel free to wear your mask if you choose. However, free messaging and Wi-Fi for purchase.
Okay, so I've arrived. It is now 6:58. Took a little longer than I thought it would, but it's all good. I'm here, so that's the important part. So now heading off to the hotel. Okay, checked into my room. I'm now headed to my room, and right now it is 7:16 right now. So there we go. And so, as you can see, it does take a few hours to get from point A to point B, and we haven't even gotten to the job yet. Our report time is tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning, and that's really when the work begins itself. But from now until then, I'm gonna just kind of relax, get ready for bed, make sure my clothes is all laid out, ready for tomorrow. I like to be productive. I don't like to lose too much time on these layovers. So I'll do some editing, maybe a little bit of studying, maybe watch a show or something like that. Just as long as I stay productive and it's not a loss of time, just trying to make it as best as I possibly can. So I haven't told you where we're going on this trip, I just realized. So let's talk about that now. Let's go over our itinerary. So this is going to be a 3-day rotation, and we're starting in Seattle and ending in Seattle because that's our base, right? So tomorrow morning, we're gonna be reporting at 6:30 in the morning, and we're scheduled to take off about an hour later, around 7:30, and we're gonna be flying to JFK, New York. Now, once we get there, we're gonna wait for about an hour or so for our next plane, because our second leg of that day is going to be from JFK to Orlando. Now, once we get to Orlando, that is where we're gonna lay over for the evening. Now, we're scheduled to get there probably around 10 o'clock, somewhere around there, right? So we actually get to lay over in Orlando for about 13 hours. Now, those 13 hours also include the travel time from the airport to the hotel, the stay in the hotel, as well as traveling back to the airport the next day, okay? So that's all a total of about 13 hours. Then on our second day, we have 2 legs. And the first leg is from Orlando to Boston. And once we get to Boston, there we're gonna have a longer wait. There we're gonna be waiting for about 3 hours, more or less, for our next plane, which will then go from Boston to Tampa. Now, once we get to Tampa, we're gonna get there probably around 7 or 8 in the evening. And now, whenever I say these times, it's always local time. So since it's Tampa, it's gonna be East Coast time. Even though we're starting in Pacific Coast time because of Seattle, all these times, again, are related to where we are, local time, okay? So again, from Boston to Tampa, and then we're gonna arrive there probably around 7 or 8, and then we lay over in Tampa. Now, Tampa is gonna be a little bit of a shorter stay actually, and there it's only gonna be about 12 hours of a layover. Pretty short, to be honest with you. So it's enough time to grab a dinner, relax, and then get ready the next day and head out. So our third day is only gonna have one leg, and that leg is going to be from Tampa to Seattle, and then that is going to get us back into Seattle on our third day, probably about 11 or 12 in the morning. So that is our itinerary. There you go. Not much time for, relaxing and hanging out in the cities. It's going to be kind of quick and dirty, but this one's worth a good amount of hours. This one's actually worth a little over 21 flight hours, so that's pretty cool. So that's how this one goes. All right, so there you go. So we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll show you more of my workday. So it's always a little bit of a balancing act, trying to figure out what your food is, what you're going to take, what you're not going to take, what's working for you, what's not. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of bringing my food from home, even though I know that it's not going to last a full 3 days or 4 days or whatever, how long you're going to be gone. But I am trying to minimize my spending costs when it comes to food. So let me show you what I brought with me today and how I'm packing it. It gives you a little bit of an idea in case you haven't done it yet. So first and foremost, you're really going to want to use some of these ice packs. Here is the bag that I'm actually going to be using. It is a Travel Pro cooler. It's actually pretty nice. Kind of has its own cooler inside. It's got a lot of compartments, and it's a little bulky, but overall it has a lot of room for a lot of things. So these ice packs kind of go inside here, inside the walls. So I have several ice packs, medium ones. I have larger ones, and then I also have smaller ones depending on where I need them. All right, so I brought some snacks with me, some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, some blueberries, some cheese, a little bit of like a hard salami that preserves pretty well, and also some water, as well as a few bananas. So that's getting me started for now. It should hold me over for at least a day or so. So there we go. It is now about 5:40, ready to go, showered, dressed. I have all my stuff charged, all my phones, my work phone, and I'm ready to get going. Now I have to meet the shuttle. Shuttle takes about 10-15 minutes to get to the airport and another 10 to 15 minutes to get to the gate. I report at 6:30 and the show begins. All right, here we go. Okay, got to the airport. It's about 6:11, 6:12, so gonna head over to the gate. First I have to go through TSA, but I'm here, so that's good. On time. Okay, I'm through TSA, so let's head over to the gates. All right, we're all boarded, ready to go.
And FI 8783, this is off line with the tower. It is risky as alternative for the visibility to just get worse.
Well, what do you think? What kind was that?
That was awesome.
It looked like you just kind of fat. Maybe it could have been a 7.6.
That's 544, sometimes felt like
All right, so we're in JFK. We landed here not too long ago, but now we're about to get on the next plane and go over to Orlando. Right now it is 4:50 Eastern Pacific time, and everything has gone really well. So we're going to keep it that way, and we'll talk a little bit more when we actually get to Orlando. All right, here we go. All right, so we are now in Orlando. Yes, it has been a long day, to be totally honest with you. It is almost 10 o'clock in Eastern Standard Time, where we started the day off at around 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning Pacific Time. So it has definitely been a long day. I was able to take some footage for you guys from my work as best as I possibly could. There's some things I'm not able to film. And the whole day was very quick from getting from one plane to another, from one location to another, so you'll see all the footage there. But basically, let's do a quick rundown on what the day was like today. So again, started off pretty early, got to my report time at 6:30 this morning, and then we got the plane ready. That took about an hour, got it boarded, got everyone on there, made sure everyone was good and happy, and we took off probably around 7:30, 7:40 mark in the morning, and then headed over to, wow, my brain is just out of control right now. It's been a long day. So we headed over to, oh my God, I can't remember. Stopped, where did we stop? Oh, yes, we stopped over in JFK. Oh my God, I just can't remember. We stopped in New York, JFK, and we were there for by the time we got everyone off the plane in JFK, there was probably around 45 minutes left for us to get to the next plane. So there, 45 minutes, I went ahead and did got something to eat really quick. Even though I brought some food, I was like, you know what, I don't want to mess up my packing for the food, so I want to grab something really quick, and then got back on the plane. We went ahead and did our checks and everything like that from there, and then another close to an hour to board that plane. Both flights today were very full, and now from JFK we then took off and we went to Orlando, which is where we are now. So we just landed in Orlando probably about an hour or so ago. So again, another probably about 20 minutes or so to deplane, to get everyone off, make sure that the airplane is secure for us to leave. And then we walked over through the airport to go to our shuttle. Our shuttle was luckily, the airport was luckily only about 5 minutes away from the hotel, and that's how long it took on the shuttle. Got there, we checked in, and here I am in the room now, got into some more comfortable wear, and that's it. So now I'm here doing this, filming this for you right now, and I'm probably gonna hit the gym, have a sandwich, and just kind of wind down before I have to get to bed. And then tomorrow, on day 2 of our rotation, we're going to report downstairs for the shuttle at 8:45. And then again, we'll be at the airport probably a few minutes after that. And I think we take off around 10 o'clock tomorrow, which tomorrow we're going to be going to Boston. And then Boston, we're going to have a sit there for a few hours. Actually, we're going to be sitting there for about three and a half hours and waiting for our next plane. And from there, we're going to be going straight to Tampa. So we're going to return here to Florida, to Tampa. Now, when we get here, we'll have a longer layover, and I'll report more from there. But again, today was pretty cool. It was pretty, it was a long day. It was hard work in the sense of just, dealing with a lot of logistics, right? Everyone was very cool on the plane. Everyone was very nice to us. We were obviously nice in return. So all that went really well. Just a lot of logistics, making sure we're serving. We had to deal with some turbulence, and that made things a little bit delayed when it came to our service. There was one case where we actually might have had to suspend part of our service because there was so much turbulence. Safety first, right? So that's basically how that went. But overall, it went really nice. All right, so here we are, gonna go ahead and wind down, and we're gonna pick it up tomorrow. All right. Okay, Good morning. How are you today? It is now my second day of rotation. I'm still here in Orlando and getting ready for my day. Today we're going to have 2 legs, one to Boston, and then from Boston, the second leg will go to Tampa. So that's basically how our day is going to go. Today's probably the lightest day. Yesterday was a pretty heavy day because our first leg was pretty long, but today we have pretty much like 2 pretty much short legs today for the most part. So today should be pretty easy, and we're going to end up in Tampa. And actually my mom lives in Tampa, so I'm going to be having dinner with her, which is going to be kind of nice. So that is the situation. That is the itinerary for today. Right now I'm just getting in the middle of packing and making sure that my things are charged and ready to get going. Last night I did not get a lot of good sleep because, again, coming from Pacific time to East Coast time, it's much earlier for us when we actually get here, and by the time it's midnight, for me it's 9 o'clock and I'm not totally ready for bed. So I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and that's kind of the normal thing, you know. We tend, from the East Coast to West Coast, we tend to catch up on our sleep once we get to the West Coast. So I'm good for the day though. It's all good, but you know, I could have used another 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get packing, and let's head on with day 2. Okay, so on my way out, just making sure that I've got everything, that I haven't really left anything behind in the outlets or anything like that. So I think we're ready to go. Let's head it.
So you've done YouTube channels before, right?
Salt Lake City Road.
Okay, so I'm here in Boston waiting for my next flight. It's probably going to be about an hour to 2 hours until the next flight we board, and we're going to be flying to Tampa. So for right now, I'm just kind of hanging out. I grabbed something to eat already, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, here we go. We're on our way to Tampa. Whew. Okay, I just checked into my hotel here in Tampa. I'm actually meeting up with my mom because my mom lives here in Tampa, so we're gonna go out for a little bit of a dinner. It's gonna be really quick because tomorrow we have to get up probably around like 5 o'clock in the morning in order to get ready for our last leg of this trip. So, all right, almost done.
Rio's Italian.
All right, good morning. How's everyone today? All right, this is our 3rd day of the rotation. We are still here in Tampa, and we have to be out of here in probably about 40 minutes to meet the shuttle downstairs to get us to the airport for our very last leg. This leg is going to be from Tampa going straight to Seattle, and then that's it. We are done. We're probably going to get there around 11:30 in the morning, Seattle time, Pacific Coast time. Right now we're in Eastern Coast time, and yeah, it's been interesting. It's been good. It hasn't been a bad trip. It's been kind of quick, but a little challenging here and there, but overall a very, very good trip. pretty smooth, no major hiccups or anything like that. The first night I didn't get a lot of sleep. I think I only got like around 5 hours, and last night was no exception. Last night I think I got about 4 hours simply because I met up with my mom for dinner, but that's how it goes. And then I'm gonna catch up on my sleep when I get back to town. So, all right, let's get ready, pack it up, and get out of here. Okay guys, we are ready. That was a pretty quick turnaround for us to get ready. We have to meet the shuttle in about 10 minutes, so let's head down and let's take care of our last leg of this rotation. Okay, here we go. We're getting ready for our last leg. We do not have as full of a flight as we had before, which is nice. Okay, so that completed the 3-day rotation. Once we got back to base in Seattle, I had to wait about another 45 minutes or so to jump on a plane to Portland so that I can then come home. And that is the way it goes for a commuter flight attendant. But everything went really nice. Everything went nice and smooth. Got some good experiences, met some great people, had a great crew on this one as well, in addition to being able to have dinner with my mom in Tampa. So everything was really, really nice. And that's basically the rotation that I had this time. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on this rotation. It was great having you. I hope you learned a lot about how it actually goes in the real world when it comes to a 3-day rotation. If you have any questions, comments, please put them down below. I always love reading them and answering them if you have any questions. We will see you next time. I do have some other nice stuff planned for the channel, and I hope you guys have a wonderful summer, and we'll talk then. All right, take care. Bye-bye.